Oh, the sweet symphony of irony. It's like a bad acid trip for the perpetually aggrieved. Picture this, a gaggle of keyboard warriors, those sad sacks we affectionately dub the derangers, who've spent years screeching from their damp basements that Meghan, yes, that Meghan, is the most reviled figure in British history since that one guy who invented warm beer. She's unwanted, unloved, a walking curse on the Union Jack, they wail. The UK wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot barge pole dipped in holy water. And then bam! Like a plot twist in a soap opera scripted by a caffeinated gremlin, a major UK radio station slides into her DMs with an offer to host her very own show. Magic FM, no less. The station she once called her grandma station in a podcast shout-out that's got more charm than a vicar's tea party. Poor derangers. Their fever dreams of Meghan's eternal exile just got a rude wake-up call from reality's alarm clock, and it's blaring at full volume. Let's rewind the tape for the blissfully uninitiated. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, though let's be real, titles are just fancy hats she could wear ironically, has been the human lightning rod for every grudge-nursing monarchist, with a grudge and a grudge against modernity. Derangers aren't just haters, they're a cult, a feral pack of trolls who treat her like she's personally responsible for the extinction of tea cozies and the invention of avocado toast. They've built empires of bile on the flimsy foundation of she's ruining the royals, as if the royals needed help looking like a dusty relic in a Netflix drama. These clowns spend their days photoshopping her face onto wanted posters and nights crying into their corgis, convinced the entire UK is chanting off with her head in unison. Newsflash, derangers, the only heads rolling here are yours, from the sheer whiplash of this radio gig bombshell. But hold the phone, actually grab a mic, because Magic FM isn't just whispering sweet nothings, they're broadcasting a full-throated serenade. At the Radio Centre's Tuning In Conference on September 23, 2025, because apparently, even in 2025, the Brits can't resist a good chinwag about audio. Paul Sylvester, the station's content director, didn't just float the idea. He slapped an open invitation on the table like a royal flush in a poker game of pettiness. "The offer is on the table," he declared, eyes twinkling with the kind of mischief that says, "We know what we're doing and it's delicious." Why Magic FM? Because Meghan, in her effortless style, dropped a casual gem during a podcast. It's her go-to for those nostalgic vibes, the kind of smooth, easy-listening tunes that make you forget the world is a dumpster fire. Grandma Station, she called it, with that warm laugh that could melt butter on a scone. And now, the station's tripping over itself to get her in the booth. Imagine the airwaves crackling with her voice, witty, worldly, weaving stories of resilience and reinvention while spinning tracks that have derangers involuntarily tapping their orthopedic shoes. This isn't just a job offer, it's a cultural gut punch to the deranger delusion machine. These folks have peddled the myth of Meghan's unpopularity like it's the gospel according to grudge. They've cherry-picked polls, the dodgy ones naturally, twisted tabloid trash into evidence, and convinced themselves that every Brit from Land's End to John O'Groats would sooner eat a haggis-flavoured sock than hear her speak. Yet here comes Magic FM, a powerhouse in the UK airwaves, extending the olive branch, or should I say, the golden microphone. It's the equivalent of your ex texting miss you after you've spent months bad-mouthing them to anyone who'll listen. Derangers, your narrative just got narratived. Hard. And let's talk about Meghan for a sec, because while the derangers are busy frothing, she's out here architecting her comeback like a chess grandmaster on espresso. Give the woman her flowers. She's not just surviving the snake pit of public scrutiny, she's turning it into her personal obstacle course and lapping the field. Remember when she and Harry dipped out of royal life? The derangers predicted doom, poverty, obscurity, a one-way ticket to irrelevance. Fast forward, and she's got Netflix deals, Spotify spotlights. Okay, that one was a swing and a miss, but who cares? And now this radio romance. Meghan doesn't chase validation, she manifests it. She praises a grandma station offhand, and suddenly it's begging for her star power. That's not luck, that's Meghan magic, the kind that leaves haters googly-eyed and grasping for straws. Now don't get it twisted. I'm not here to coddle the defenders of the realm, those pearl-clutching defenders who defend the indefensible with the fervor of a lawyer repping a guilty puppy. You know the type, the ones who foam at the mouth over protocol while ignoring the rotting core of an institution that's more fossil than family. Screw your stiff upper lips and your one must maintain standards drivel. You're not guardians of tradition, you're just mad that a brilliant biracial woman dared to demand better than your outdated script. Meghan. She's the disruptor you secretly fear. The one who smiles through the storm and makes your brittle worldview crack like an eggshell under a stiletto heel. And guess what? She's winning. Not because she's perfect, who is, but because she's unapologetically her, fierce, funny, and forever flipping the bird to your fragile egos. The hilarity ramps up when you zoom in on the Deranger ecosystem. These aren't casual critics. They're deranged devotees to disdain. A motley crew of meme lords and mail-order monarchists who treat every Meghan move like a personal affront to their afternoon tea. One whiff of her latest venture, and their comment sections erupt like a volcano of vinegar. Treason! They yelp, as if hosting a radio show is plotting the overthrow of the crown. She's forcing it down our throats, they bleat, conveniently forgetting that radio has an off switch for anyone not glued to the drama. Oh, the mental gymnastics. It's like watching a hamster wheel powered by spite. Endless spinning, zero progress, and a whole lot of squeaking. Picture their group chats lighting up like a Christmas tree on fire. Did you see? Magic FM's gone woke, one wails, pounding their tiny fist on a keyboard sticky with biscuit crumbs. It's all her fault. The immigrants, the economy, my IBS flare-up. Another chimes in. Because why not blame the Duchess for your dairy intolerance? They'll dissect the offer like it's the Zapruder film. Was it a publicity stunt? A deep state plot? Did she bribe the DJs with kale smoothies? Anything to avoid the glaring truth? Meghan's got pull. Real tangible appeal that transcends their tantrums. While they're rage-scrolling into oblivion, she's fielding offers from folks who see her for the asset she is. Smart, engaging, with a voice that could soothe a savage beast or slay a sacred cow. And slay she does, effortlessly. That's the genius of Meghan. She doesn't even try to get under their skin. She just exists, radiant and relentless, and poof! Their composure crumbles like a soggy crumpet. Take this radio bid. She didn't audition, didn't schmooze, didn't drop a dime. She just mentioned Magic FM in passing, a nod to the comfort of familiar tunes amid the chaos of exile. Next thing you know, Paul's up there at the conference, mic in hand, tossing out the invite like confetti at a coronation. We'd love to have her, he says, and you can almost hear the Derangers' collective gasp echoing across the channel. It's poetic justice, served with a side of static. Meghan's not storming the gates. She's being invited through the VIP entrance, while the Derangers are left pounding on the door, faces pressed against the glass, noses smudging the pain of their own irrelevance. But let's crank the comedy dial to 11 and speculate on the fallout. Because if there's one thing Derangers do better than hate, it's perform their hate. Expect a tidal wave of think pieces masquerading as analysis. Op-eds from has-been columnists decrying the Americanization of British airwaves, as if Meghan's dulcet tones are the auditory equivalent of supersized fries. Forums will flood with conspiracy theories. Is Magic FM in cahoots with the Sussex squad? Did she hypnotize Paul Sylvester with her patented Duchess stare? Spoiler. Yes, and it's fabulous. Their frustration will manifest in increasingly unhinged rants, typos flying like confetti, caps lock-engaged, logic long since abandoned. She's not even real British, they'll howl, forgetting she married into the family and outshone them all. This is cultural appropriation of our radios, because nothing says patriotism like gatekeeping golden oldies. Meghan, bless her, will probably address it with that signature poise, a subtle eye roll in an interview, a tweet that's pure shade without the salt. Or maybe she'll take the gig and dedicate her first show to all the grandmas out there, and the grumpy uncles who need to chill. Imagine the segments, Meghan spinning soulful tracks while dropping truths about resilience, family and not giving a damn about small-minded sniping. Callers flooding the lines, not with bile but with love letters from listeners who followed her journey from suits to sovereignty. You go, girl! From a nan in Norfolk or a teen in Tottenham quoting her on mental health like gospel. The ratings? Through the roof? The Derangers? Tuning in secretly, seething in silence because deep down they can't look away. This whole saga underscores a brutal truth. The Derangers' BS is as brittle as their bravado. They've bet the farm on Meghan's downfall, mortgaging their sanity to a fantasy where she's forever the villain in their Windsor fairy tale. But life's no fairy tale. It's a grind, a glow-up, and Meghan's grinding harder than ever, glowing brighter with each unwanted accolade. Credit where it's due, she's not just enduring, she's thriving. Building brands, breaking barriers, and yes, breaking brains, one effortless endorsement at a time. While the defenders cling to their crumbling castle of convention, she's out here redefining relevance on her terms. Sharp, sassy, and utterly unfiltered, just like this rant. So, as we wait for Meghan to mic up and magic up the airwaves, let's raise a glass, of that California rose she loves, to the chaos. Derangers, your move. But fair warning, the board's flipped, and she's got the queen. Keep hoping your hot air balloons of hate will one day float. We'll be over here, laughing our asses off as they pop. Meghan's not just getting on your nerves, she's rewriting the playlist of power. And honey, it's a banger. Stay tuned, or don't. Either way, the show's just getting started.